When Trevor Zegras first emerged onto the scene in the NHL, he was instantly able to wow spectators with his moves, as he's mostly known for his lacrosse goals and his insane setup to Sonny Milano that caused Torts to, torts a bit. With his larger-than-life personality and trick shots, Zegras has developed an image of being overrated and a bit of a brat, if we're being honest. So in the spirit of showcasing Trevor's inner diva, we're going to go over several moments where Zegras acted like a baby. And with that, here are 4 times that Trevor Zegras acted like a baby. If you've played hockey or have been a routine spectator for long enough, then you'll know that there's quite a few unspoken things that you just don't do. Take a slap shot at an empty net. Yep, Morgan Riley helped reiterate that one. Slash at another team's goalie or take a shot after the whistle. And it was during a regular season game in 2023 that Zegras decided to try and do the last thing on the list. As the second period was dwindling down against Pittsburgh, Zegras, who was probably feeling some frustration, decided to shoot the puck at the Penguins' netminder. Unfortunately for him though, he wasn't able to take the full shot in this instance. Even though, yes, no rubber officially hit Casey DeSmith, Pittsburgh's captain had a front row seat to the whole incident. And as you'd expect, Crosby wasn't too happy with his opponent's juvenile antics, as Crosby could be shown skating into Zegras and bumping him thereafter. From the looks of it, Sid was giving him a piece of his mind, the equivalent of "get off my lawn" in old man speak. In all seriousness, this was justified. His team was down by several, he got frustrated, and was acting incredibly immature. By now, you're probably seeing a pattern here. Every time Zegras starts Zegrasing, his team is down by quite a few. This frustration causes him to stoop to an extremely low level. In the remaining minutes of a regular season game between the Anaheim Ducks and San Jose Sharks, things began to heat up in the Sharks' end. Reason being, Zegras decided that the best tactic in his own zone to defend was to cross-check Lane Peterson in the back. This, of course, prompted the official to blow his whistle. How this all played out shows how much of a coward the forward really is. As Jonah Gadjevich confronted Zegras, he appears to be a man of few moves, until his teammates start arriving on the scene. Directly after is when he gets involved. Just kidding, in reality he just kind of exists. Eventually he awkwardly grabs onto his teammate, Jamie Drysdale, not sure why, but eventually he finds his way to the penalty box to go serve his minor for cross-checking. The 2022-23 season for the Anaheim Ducks was nothing short of embarrassing. For the last game of the season before the team would finish its worst season to date, the Ducks were set to face one last opponent, the LA Kings. Now, if you're new to hockey, the Kings and Ducks absolutely hate each other, and fans were reminded of that fact in the remaining minutes of the third period of play at Honda Center. Trevor Zegras goes in to hit Philip Deneau in the Ducks zone. While everything was fine with the hit, what Zegras did after is what infuriated his opponents. Following the hit, Zegras went a step further and slashed Deneau thereafter. The veteran took offense to the slash and then pursued Zegras all the way to the team benches. And from there, chaos ensued between the two rivals. After things calmed down, Zegras, Deneau, and Derek Grant piled into the penalty boxes. And it was at this time that Zegras decided to yap at the referees just a little too much. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't well received, as Zegras was given the boot in result. In response to receiving a consequence for his actions, Zegras decided to throw a tantrum on his way to the locker room, as Zegras could be shown swinging his stick in anger. The funniest part to me is seeing the arena attendant flinch like he was going to be next after Zegras was done with whatever was in the dark abyss. In case you thought that Zegras wasn't already immature enough, just brace yourselves for this one. Well, it's not that original considering Nikita Kucherov, Alex Pietrangelo, and others have done the same thing. Let's first dive into why Zegras was there in the first place. And no, it wasn't for diving, but instead for cross-checking. As Zegras was attempting to break out of the zone, Brandon Tanev, who was being aggressive on the forecheck as usual, forced Zegras to retreat. Now, what happens after Zegras pivots is what initially got him sent to the box. While Tanev is in puck pursuit, Zegras can be shown clearly interfering with his opponent, and in result, he was dealt an interference penalty. Now, players are often sneaky when it comes to getting some freebies in, meaning that a lot of players know that after they've received a penalty, they can get away with a lot more. However, Zegras wasn't exactly nonchalant about what he proceeded to do, and due to the ref getting a front row seat to everything, Zegras was given an extra minor in results. So, after clearly showing an inability to control his emotions, Zegras skated away to the sin bin with one final act to display. After mouthing off to the officials a good bit, Zegras began to throw a tantrum and proceeded to destroy the penalty box camera. This was not just a slash to the camera, but instead a clear attempt to take it offline entirely. It's kind of funny, to be honest, how long it actually took him. I mean, Pietrangelo shut that thing down after the first swipe. Regardless, there was no discipline dealt to Zegras in results. In conclusion, since the season is just getting started, it's highly possible that Zegras could be giving us more content for a part 2 in the near future. In the meantime, if you like this video, please consider hitting the subscribe button for more NHL themed content. I have a lot of great stuff lined up to drop for October, including a fun collab that I and Trav for Oilers put together. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.